Good morning, everyone. I guess by the time you see this, it'll be morning. It's morning here. Got back a little late last night, too late to be able to post anything. I just wanted to share with you before Shabbos what was going on yesterday. We went back to the south yesterday, and I'm just trying to figure out how to phrase this properly because I don't follow a script. I'm just kind of just speaking off the cuff. There's so much that happened, but I saw a lot of good and I saw a lot of pain. As you know me, I want to focus only on the good, but it's important to know what's going on. So we headed down to Beersheba, and with good friends of our shul, Ophir Fisher and Ronnie Flamer from the Or movement. So they have been for years encouraging people to move down to the south, to the Negev, to the western Negev, to the Gaza envelope. And they personally are suffering because they know hundreds of people who were murdered. And they sprung into action right away, and they combined forces with an emergency effort group called Lev Echad, or Belev Echad, One Heart. And with their logistical expertise and know-how, they took over a space in Ben Gurion University, and they created what's a new word I learned this week called Chamal, which is Cheder Milchama, a war room. And they have such an operation going on there where they are handling all sorts of needs in terms of getting goods to people who needed to be evacuated, getting to where they have to go. They have a special team that retrieves personal items from homes that have been destroyed or that are not occupied or that can't go to. So somebody needed to get pictures or a wedding ring, a passport, something like that. A special team does that. Teams that deal with psychological trauma. And I'm gonna send you. I'll include in the comments on the Facebook post just a brief video, just giving an idea, a glimpse at their war room, at the amount of volunteers. Lev Echad has over 30,000 volunteers in the country, and with Roni and Ophir, they have about dozens and dozens of volunteers. Excuse me, mostly college kids, because the college in Ben Gurion University is not open until at least November 5th. It'll probably be longer than that, but the putting them together and just seeing them in action. We were there. There was a CNN news crew that was there yesterday as well, talking to them about their incredible work. But you see here people springing into action, and people who are they're not sitting idly by, and they're realizing that their brothers and sisters are in need. But Ronnie and Ophir also thinking not just in the immediate, and not just in the long term, but what we discussed, something called the midterm. So we know in the long term that places will be rebuilt. I'm confident of that. And we know in the short term people have places to go. The issue is going to be, what about the midterm? What's going to happen in 6 months, 12 months, 18 months? That's a problem that they're tackling with working with greater organizations, companies, and experts in every field, in AI, you name it. And it was really very, very impressive to see the work that they've been doing. So I'm glad that we're connected with them, and we have the ability to hopefully assist them as well. From there, we headed to the Gaza envelope. Now, as many of you know, I've been working with One Israel Fund for a very, very long time. And there we were able to, I'll include some pictures, maybe a video in the comments as well, of the emergency medical kits that, because of your chesed, we were able to purchase and deliver to what's called the Kabat, or the Ravshat, which are the security heads. So what you have to understand is that every single one of these little communities, they have their own security service. They're not monitored by the army regularly. In other words, they don't have army stationed in these posts. They have security forces. They have a security chief. Over the whole region, there's a security chief, and they have security volunteers. And they're the first responders. So they have weapons and things like that, but they also need some emergency equipment. So we were able to present them, and if I could describe to you the look on their faces as we presented to them. Yeah, this is not normal for me to be coughing on a video, but whatever. But to show that the appreciation of these items that they really need, and that's because of your generosity that we're able to give it to them. But part of that also is that in the meeting point, in the rendezvous area, just to show another strength of the volunteers, is that you may be familiar with a group called Achim L'Neshek. Achim L'Neshek are the left-wing group that organized all the protest rallies in Tel Aviv over the last number of months. they immediately took their logistic expertise, they mobilized their forces to help the soldiers. And I saw what they're doing for the soldiers when they need a break, and to come at these outposts and to give them something to drink, to eat. They need socks, they need to charge their phone, you name it, whatever it is, and they're there for them, and they have volunteers posted. It is absolutely unbelievable what they have going on. After meeting with the security chiefs, and they actually took us around to their neighborhoods. I'm not going to go into detail about that, what I saw, because it was just absolutely horrific. Being in a military zone, which, by the way, the entire time, there's no sirens there, because they're just firing mortars. So there's no time for sirens, and you could obviously hear the bombings in Gaza. We're very, very close to there, but to hear firsthand their accounts of what they fought off, what they saw, what they lost, their friends, their family, their neighbors, and the just pure destruction of these areas is just absolutely heartbreaking. And not to mention when we talk about hostages. When we talk about hostages, it's just completely unacceptable on any level. And I urge each and every one of you to please, every single day, reach out to our lawmakers on every level and plead with them every single day to do whatever they can to have these hostages released. It's just unbearable. And even though I speak with everyone here and there's a tremendous amount of anger, and the number one question which we all have is, how was there such a colossal failure on every single level? That, of course, is the question that everyone is asking, and rightfully so. But at the same time, they're saying, you know what, we'll deal with that when we have to deal with that, because right now we have to deal with our enemy. We have to obliterate our enemy, and we have to do what we can, and everybody's united. If you look at every street sign, every flag that's hanging all over the place, they all stress unity, achdut. They all stress the positive message that we're going to win because we are unified. And even though people are angry and upset and confused, at the same time, they're united and they're positive. And the other piece of advice I'll just tell people is that everyone I run into, from every soldier, and I had the unique privilege to meet so many of these brave soldiers, whether they're serving in tanks or APCs or just people who are in logistics, officers, privates, I mean, you name it, and just shaking their hands, and you say, wait, you came from America? I said, yeah, I came. I'm representing my community because I want you to know that you're not alone. I want you to know that we are here fighting along with you in every way we can, and it means so much to them. But not only to them, but to every person that's working here in a store, or somebody that's delivering something, or a waitress, whatever it might be. When I just say, like, how are you doing? And they say, I'm fine. I'm like, but you're not fine. They're like, I know that, but I have to say we're fine. We have to put up a good front. And when I tell them that I'm here visiting, they say, thank you so much for visiting. So I would encourage anyone here, if you have the opportunity to visit, you don't have to, I'm not saying you have to be brave and go to the front lines and meet. If you just come here and support the economy and just show the people of Israel, the regular people of Israel, that you care, that's the one, you want to know something that you can do, you can come here. Get a ticket, come here, stay in the hotel, whatever it might be, visit family. Please call anyone you know in Israel, wish them a good Shabbos. These are very, very important things to do. So we're here in Yerushalayim today. Not so much action, thank God. I needed to deprogram a little bit, but we have a few meetings here in Jerusalem before Shabbos. Shabbos is pretty early. I get to spend Shabbos with my daughter, so that's an added bonus. And she makes us extremely proud, as always. But I want to wish each and every one of you a good Shabbos. Please continue davening for the state of Israel and for our people here. I'll return early next week, Mirta Hashem, and I look forward to discussing more of this with you in person. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the encouragement, for all the positive feedback, and for allowing me to do this and to represent you on your behalf. And thank you for all of your chesed and all of your kindness that you enabled so much to happen, so much good to happen. There's so much bad, but there's so much more good happening here in Israel. And that's what we have to keep focusing on. So wish you all Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you all very soon.